There is a common belief that global power shifts are loud, dramatic, and impossible to miss. People imagine warplanes cutting through the sky, breaking news alerts flashing across screens, and world leaders making bold speeches that signal sudden change. But the truth is far more subtle than that. The most important transformations rarely make noise. They unfold quietly, in places most people never look. They happen in long stretches of desert where pipelines are buried, in ports that never trend online, and in infrastructure projects that quietly reshape the balance of power over time. And right now, one of those quiet ideas has been circulating for years. It is often misunderstood, sometimes exaggerated, and occasionally described as a kind of engineering brilliance, a plan that seems almost too clever to be real, a way to bypass one of the most critical choke points on Earth. A narrow strip of water that holds a significant portion of the global economy under its control. That place is the Strait of Hormuz. At first glance, it does not look particularly impressive. Just a stretch of water between land masses, something you might overlook on a map. But in reality, it is one of the most strategically important locations in the world. Every single day, enormous oil tankers pass through this narrow corridor. It is only about 33 kilometers wide at its tightest point, yet nearly 20% of the world's oil supply flows through it. That fact alone changes everything, because it means that if anything interrupts that flow, even briefly, the effects are immediate and widespread. Oil prices do not just increase slightly. They spike. Supply chains begin to slow down. Entire economies feel the pressure almost instantly. And millions of people, many of whom have never even heard of this strait, begin to experience the consequences in their daily lives. Fuel becomes more expensive. Food prices rise. Transportation costs increase. What happens in that narrow waterway ripples across the entire planet. So for decades, governments and strategists have quietly asked the same question. What happens if that route is blocked? And more importantly, is there another way? This is where the idea that some people call genius begins to take shape. But it is important to understand something from the beginning. This is not about a single invention or a secret breakthrough. It is not a sudden discovery that changes everything overnight. Instead, it is something far more grounded in reality. A layered approach built over years, combining geography, engineering, and long-term thinking. To really understand it, you have to look deeper than the surface. The global energy system is not just about producing oil. It is about moving it. Oil sitting underground has no value until it reaches the places where it is needed. And the routes it takes are just as important as the oil itself. For many years, the Persian Gulf has been one of the richest sources of oil in the world. Countries in that region produce massive quantities of energy, but almost all of it has to pass through a single exit point to reach global markets. That exit point is the Strait of Hormuz. This creates what experts call a choke point, a location where a large volume of critical resources must pass through a narrow path. And choke points are risky by nature. They concentrate vulnerability. If something goes wrong in that one location, the entire system is affected. So the smartest strategies are not about controlling that choke point. They are about reducing how much you depend on it. And this is where infrastructure becomes more than just construction. It becomes influence. In the southern part of Israel, there's a port city that does not usually appear in global headlines. It sits quietly along the Red Sea, far from the usual centers of attention. But its position is unique. It connects directly to waters that lead into the Indian Ocean, completely avoiding the Persian Gulf. That location alone makes it valuable. Now imagine oil arriving at this southern port, either from sources that do not require passing through Hormuz or through alternative routes that eventually reach the Red Sea. Instead of continuing its journey by sea through narrow and congested waterways, something different happens. It moves across land. A pipeline stretches across the country, running through desert terrain and linking the Red Sea to the Mediterranean coast. It is not something most people talk about. It does not appear in viral videos or trending discussions, but it represents a powerful shift in how energy can move. Oil enters on one side and exits on the other, and in doing so, It avoids not only the Strait of Hormuz, but also other crowded and vulnerable routes. On paper, it sounds like a clean and efficient solution, a way to sidestep one of the most dangerous bottlenecks in global trade. But reality is never that simple. This pipeline, while important, cannot replace the massive volume of oil that flows through Hormuz every day. The scale of global demand is simply too large. The infrastructure required to fully replace that route would be enormous, far beyond what currently exists. So what does this system actually achieve? It creates flexibility, and flexibility, in the world of geopolitics, is a form of power. Because in times of crisis, when traditional routes become unstable or risky, even a partial alternative becomes incredibly valuable. It allows oil to keep moving when it might otherwise be stuck. It reduces pressure on the main route. It gives countries time to respond instead of reacting in panic. But the deeper story goes beyond pipelines and ports. It is about how power works in the modern world. It is no longer just about who has the most resources. It is about who can move those resources more efficiently, more reliably, and with more options. Think about it this way. Two countries might have the same amount of oil, but if one has better infrastructure, more routes, and greater flexibility in how that oil reaches the market, it holds a significant advantage. Not because it has more, but because it can do more with what it has. This is where engineering meets strategy. It is not just about building something. It is about building it in the right place at the right time and connecting it to the right systems. And over time, small decisions begin to add up. A pipeline here, a port expansion there, a quiet agreement between countries that does not make headlines. Each step might seem minor on its own, but together, they start to reshape the system. This is why calling it a genius plan can be misleading, because what appears as genius is often the result of patience. Years of planning, years of preparing for situations that may not happen today, but could become critical tomorrow. Across the region, other nations have been working on similar ideas. Some have built pipelines that carry oil to coastlines outside the Persian Gulf. Others have invested in ports that reduce their reliance on traditional routes. Each one is trying to solve the same problem in its own way. How do you avoid being trapped by geography? Because geography is both a strength and a limitation. The Strait of Hormuz exists because of natural geography. It cannot be moved. It cannot easily be widened. It will always be a narrow exit point for a region that produces enormous amounts of energy. But infrastructure allows countries to work around those limitations. It does not remove geography, but it reduces how much it controls you. And this is where a deeper understanding begins to form. The future of global power is not just about controlling resources. It is about controlling options. Who has alternatives when things go wrong? Who can adapt quickly when a route is disrupted? Who can continue operating when others are forced to stop? These questions are becoming more important every year, but they prevent total failure. Global infrastructure works in a similar way. The Strait of Hormuz is like a major artery. It carries a massive volume of energy and is essential under normal conditions. But pipelines, alternative ports, and land routes act like backup systems. They're not perfect, but they keep things moving when pressure builds. And this is why no single solution can completely replace Hormuz. The scale is too large. But reducing dependence, even slightly, changes everything. It lowers risk. It creates uncertainty for anyone trying to disrupt the system. It makes the entire network more resilient. And resilience is often more valuable than dominance, because dominance can be challenged. But resilience is much harder to break. There's also an economic layer to this story that cannot be ignored. Building infrastructure like pipelines and ports is expensive. Maintaining them requires constant investment. Operating them efficiently depends on coordination between multiple parties. And then there is the issue of trust. Even the most advanced infrastructure becomes useless if the political environment around it becomes unstable. Partnerships matter. Agreements matter. Stability matters. This is where many simplified explanations fall apart. They treat the idea as a clever shortcut, a neat trick that solves a massive problem. But in reality, it is a complex balance of engineering, economics, and diplomacy. And perhaps the most important part of all is not the physical infrastructure. It is the mindset behind it, the willingness to think ahead, to prepare for disruptions before they happen, to invest in systems that may not deliver immediate results, but could become essential in the future. This is where real change happens, not in sudden breakthroughs, but in consistent preparation. And this idea extends beyond global energy systems. It applies to life as well. Most people wait until problems become unavoidable before they act. They react instead of preparing. But the most effective changes happen long before the crisis arrives. In daily habits, in small decisions, in consistent effort, just like infrastructure projects, just like pipelines running beneath deserts. They are built long before they are needed. And when the moment comes, they are already there. So when people talk about an engineering genius plan to bypass the Strait of Hormuz, what they're really describing is something much deeper. Not a single invention, not a hidden secret, but a way of thinking, a strategy built on reducing dependence, increasing flexibility, and preparing for uncertainty. It shortens distances. It reduces exposure to certain risks. It introduces new trade patterns. But more importantly, it creates a psychological shift. Because once a system like that exists, it forces everyone else to rethink their own strategies. Other countries begin to ask similar questions. Should they build their own alternatives? Should they invest in new routes? Should they form partnerships to reduce their own vulnerabilities? And this is how one piece of infrastructure can trigger a chain reaction. Not because it replaces everything, but because it changes how people think. Now, here's something most people do not consider. Energy routes are not just about oil producers. They're also about consumers. Countries that rely heavily on imported energy are just as concerned about choke points as those that export it. Because for them, disruption means shortages. It means economic instability. It means pressure on industries and everyday life. So when alternative routes appear, even in limited capacity, they are watched very closely. They're studied. They're sometimes supported quietly. Because anything that reduces risk in the global system benefits more than just one region. But of course, nothing in geopolitics is ever neutral. Every new route, every pipeline, every port expansion carries implications. It can shift alliances. It can create new dependencies. It can introduce new areas of tension. And this is why the idea of a simple bypass is incomplete. Because every solution creates new dynamics. For example, moving oil across land introduces its own set of risks. Pipelines can be disrupted. They require security. They depend on stable political environments. They're fixed in place, unlike ships that can change routes if needed. So while pipelines reduce certain vulnerabilities, they introduce others. And this is why the global energy system remains complex. It is not about finding a perfect solution. It is about balancing risks, reducing exposure in one area while managing new challenges in another. And this balancing act is constant. It evolves over time. It adapts to new realities. Now, let's take this one step further. The conversation about bypassing the Strait of Hormuz is not just about today. It is also about the future, because the global energy landscape is slowly changing. Renewable energy is growing. Electric vehicles are becoming more common. Countries are investing in alternative energy sources. At first glance, this might seem like it reduces the importance of oil routes. But the reality is more nuanced. Even as the world transitions to cleaner energy, oil will remain a major part of the system for years to come. The transition is gradual, not immediate. And during that time, infrastructure decisions made today will continue to shape the future. So building alternative routes is not just about solving current problems. It is about preparing for a long transition period. A period where old systems and new systems exist side by side. And in that kind of environment, flexibility becomes even more important. Because no one knows exactly how fast the transition will happen. No one knows which regions will adapt faster. No one knows how demand patterns will shift. So the smartest approach is not to rely on a single outcome. It is to create options. And this brings us back to the core idea. The so-called genius is not in the pipeline itself. It is in the thinking behind it. It is in the recognition that dependence is risk, and that reducing dependence, even slightly, can have a massive impact over time. Now let's shift perspective again. Think about global competition. For decades, power was often measured in terms of military strength or economic size. But today, infrastructure plays a much bigger role than most people realize. Because infrastructure shapes possibilities. It determines what can be done, how quickly it can be done, and how resilient a system is under pressure. And countries that understand this invest heavily in it. They build ports. They expand rail networks. They develop pipelines. They create logistics systems that give them more control over movement. Not just of energy, but of goods, information, and influence. And over time, these systems create advantages that are not always visible. They do not make headlines, but they shape outcomes. And this is exactly what we see in the case of alternative energy routes. They are not dramatic. They do not create instant change, but they slowly reshape the system. They make it less fragile. They make it more adaptable, and they give certain players more room to operate. Now here is the final layer that ties everything together. Uncertainty. The modern world is full of it. Political tensions, economic fluctuations, technological disruptions, environmental challenges. No one can predict exactly what will happen next. And in that kind of world, the most valuable asset is not control. It is preparedness, the ability to respond quickly, the ability to adapt, the ability to continue operating even when conditions change. And this is what alternative routes provide. They're not perfect. They are not complete solutions, but they are options. And options are what keeps systems alive under pressure. So when people talk about bypassing the Strait of Hormuz, it is important to understand what that really means. It does not mean eliminating it. It does not mean replacing it. It means reducing how much power it has over the global system. It means creating alternatives that make the system more resilient. It means preparing for scenarios that may never happen, but could change everything if they do. And in the end, that is where the real value lies. Not in dramatic solutions, not in overnight transformations, but in quiet, consistent preparation. Because the world is not shaped only by the events we see. It is shaped by the systems that are built behind the scenes. The pipelines beneath deserts, the ports along quiet coastlines, the agreements that never make headlines, all working together to create something most people will never notice, until it matters. And when that moment comes, the difference between those who prepared and those who did not becomes impossible to ignore. So the next time you hear about a genius plan to bypass one of the most important choke points on Earth, remember this. It is not about genius. It is about strategy. It is about patience. It is about understanding that true power comes from having choices. Because in a world full of uncertainty, the ability to choose your path is the greatest advantage of all.